Alex right here with the Mindful Nanny Collective, and today's section is going to be all about yin, like some nice little flow of yin yoga. We'll build just this really sweet, slight heat in the body to burn off any stress that you may have, and then we're going to hold some longer poses. And yin yoga is really about giving yourself full permission to relax, to be in each pose. And similar to the thought process that it's hard to just find a mindful body, the idea is that it's hard for our muscles to slowly learn how to relax. And so I'm really going to encourage you during this particular flow, once you play it, and you can also find the music on my Spotify, to find kind of a soothing, and I'll have something that's labeled yin or restorative, or find some soothing music of your own and play this particular yin series. That being said, the most important part of any practice is getting into the mind and into the body and giving full permission to be here in this moment, which can be hard as caregivers and nannies. We wear so many different hats and we're always on the go. So I just want to congratulate you for arriving in this space, for taking in this self-care for you. And on that note, let's go ahead and find our mindful body. And the first way to find a mindful body, if you haven't already taken the Mindful Nanny training or one of my workshops in the past, is just to give yourself full permission in this space. And you can go ahead and sit crisscross applesauce if you want, or in yoga it's called easy pose, sukhasana. And you can sit on the edge of a cushion or a bolster, which is what I have here, or a rolled up blanket, couch cushion. You could even actually sit on the edge of a block. I'm a fairly curvy lady and I can still fit on the edge of this block, and then I just tilt my knees forward. And whatever posture you take, I really suggest allowing the knees to kind of fall forward if you're down on the ground. Our paraspinal muscles can get fatigued rather easily and rather quickly. And so when we have our pelvis tilted forward, it feels much better. While you could also sit in the Sukhasana pose, I'm going to show you two other ways you can hold your bolster. That way, when you get one of your own, or you have cushions, or you later check in with this particular yin practice, you have some options to begin. So another way is to also turn this sideways like this. Okay? And you can put it between your legs here, and then just rest your knees. So that's one posture for a mindful body, which would be a mindful body posture too. And or simply laying it down and laying on either side. Okay, so lots of different ways. And every day know that your body's going to be different. All right, so we're going to start to kind of connect with the breath. And sometimes it's easier to connect with the breath and our mindful body if we do a visualization around the breath. So I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and bring your hands face out, just like I am. And then on your next inhale, we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose and draw the hands apart. Good, find good length. And then exhale. As we exhale, draw the hands back together. And then we'll flip the palms of the hands high to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Flip the palms of the hands and ground back in. Beautiful. That probably felt really good in the body. And I want to encourage you that any point in time in your day, you could do this. You can also teach this to the children you care for. But know that the children you care for are only going to be able to hold the in-breath for just a few seconds. They don't have the same lung capacity that we do. But we have the capability to build up to about 3 to 5 seconds in a deep inhale. And then as we exhale, we just let out all of the air. And what this does is it supports our immune system and also our nervous system that runs along in our body. Okay, that being said, let's go ahead and now that we have our mindful body, use our mindful breath. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose, try to find good length. And then exhale, sigh it out. Then flip the palms of the hands, deep inhale all the way up. And flip the palms of the hands, deep exhale out. Good. For the next rounds of 4, see if you can take a deep inhale for as close to 5 as possible. Palms of the hands high to the sky, deep inhale. Lift the palms. Good, 3 more times. Maybe you close your eyes on this next round of 3. Two more times. Good, on this last time, see if you can feel the energy between your hands and the heat and even the breath between your hands, the air between your hands. Deep breath in. Lift the palms of the hands. Feel the energy high to the sky. Lift the palms of the hands and then ground and push the energy back in. Good. Rest the palms of the hands on the tops of the thighs. And allow just your eyes just to gently rest or close. The gaze can come down towards the floor or down towards your fingertips or the tops of your thighs. The idea here, as long as you feel safe, is that you're closing the eyes so that visuals don't pull you from this moment. And go ahead and allow the chin to rest down towards the collarbones if you haven't already. And perhaps even remove the tongue from the roof of the mouth and create space between the upper and the lower jaw. And then we begin to descend into the top of our forehead and just kind of scan the body from the top of the forehead around the circumference of the head, scanning the body down through the face, the front, the back, and the sides, making your way down either side of the neck, the right and the left side, all the way down the entire body in this posture. Just breathing in and breathing back out. And you're scanning the body with a sense of a visual that works for you, but then also a sense of tending to, seeing if there's anything there. So perhaps you're hanging on to some tension in the left or the right side of your neck, or down through the fingertips, maybe even the shoulders or the legs. But whether it's your first time this week, today, or this month where you really just tuned in and made this space with full permission to check out your body and how it's going in your mind's eye with your eyes closed, just breathing from one moment to the next as you scan the body. And if you trail off in thoughts, just simply bring yourself back to the breath, back to the last place you remember as you scan down, being as gentle and as kind as you can as you observe and feel and give full permission to this moment. Take a deep breath in through the nose here, and then a deeper breath, maybe you can sigh it out. Good. On your next inhale, circle sweep the arms up and over the head, fingertips high to the sky. We draw the thumbs back, settle the shoulders away from the ears, and then rotate the pinkies in towards one another so we don't have any tension in our back, our shoulders, I should say. Take a deep breath in through the nose here, lift the fingertips high to the sky, and then a deep exhale back out, draw the right hand all the way down. And for you, this may be your left. And then kind of plant the hand down here, and then the left hand reaches up and then over. Nice little seated side stretch. Awesome, you can take your gaze past your arm here. And go ahead and roll the left wrist one direction and then the other. And the most important part of yoga is the breath to body movement. So try to see if you can even make one full circle with your wrist and your fingers on an inhale. And then as you exhale, opposite direction. Spend 3 or 4 more breaths in this space, really sensing into the body, dropping that right shoulder away from the ear. Really feeling into the ribs here, the side body. On every exhale, allowing your body just to move as it needs to and tend to itself. And then deep breath in, fingertips high to the sky. And then exhale, left hand comes down. Perhaps it's your right. You reach the other hand up and then over. Take your gaze past the arm. Drop the left shoulder away from the ear and feel the stretch in your body. Begin to roll the wrist one direction and then the other. Feel the space between your ribs and your hips and your upper thighs. And then inhale, fingertips high in the sky. As we exhale, we're just going to reach our hands forward, forward, forward. And we can go ahead and remove that bolster or pillow or cushion, and we can put those to the side or even your block if you use those. And we will use those for the remainder of our practice today. And if you don't happen to have any and you don't want to use any, every single posture is still going to be just as effective. But I want to be able to provide you with a few different options as you grow in your practice and your own self-care. That being said, this nice little tabletop position is where we're going to meet. So we're just stacking our shoulders over our wrists here, pushing in through our fingertips. And then the tops of the feet just make contact with the mat. Yeah, awesome. Then we take our gaze between our two hands and we're pushing through each one of our fingertips with the thumbs faced towards one another, or it may feel more comfortable for you to, as if you were opening a jar, rotate the thumbs up. And then once again, just settle the shoulders over the wrists and find what works for you. Every day your body will be different, mine surely is. And then we'll just drop the low belly, open up the chest, take the gaze towards the ceiling. This is a nice little cow pose here. Just letting the belly hang, allowing the tailbone to dip up high to the sky, the low back stretch here, opening up the heart. And then as we exhale, we'll push through our hands, draw our spine up high to the sky, and our low belly comes in towards our spine. And we just push through our hands here, really sensing and feeling this posture through our shoulders, taking the gaze towards the tops of our thighs. A deep inhale through the nose for cow pose, drop the low belly, open up the heart, gaze high to the sky. And then exhale, back out, push through the hands, cat pose, belly towards spine, gaze towards the tops of the thighs. Deep inhale here for cow. Deep exhale, side out up for cat. Tucking that tailbone here. And two more times. Deep breath in for cow. Deep breath back out for cat. And deepest breath yet in through the nose for cow. Deepest breath back out for cat. Good. Come back to tabletop position, which is our nice neutral spine right here. Again, just stacking our shoulders over our wrists, pushing in through our fingertips. We're going to tuck our toes under, and we're going to come into a nice little downward facing dog. So we're just shifting the tailbone high to the sky, taking our gaze towards our toes, pushing the yoga mat away from us, and then just framing our ears with our biceps here. And go ahead and pedal through one leg at a time, the right leg, and then the left. Very good. Just kind of sensing into the left and the right body. Good. One leg at a time. Seeing what's there. And we'll spend about 3 more breaths in this space. And 3 more deep breaths back up. Good. One more breath in. One more breath back out. Then we'll come back to center. Take a deep breath in through the nose, lift up high on the toes. And then exhale, we'll bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, and we'll just gently crawl our feet towards the top of the mat, towards our hands. And then we'll meet a nice little forward fold here. So we're letting the palms of the hands come down towards the toes. We're taking our hands and grabbing opposite elbow with opposite elbow. And then we're really allowing the head to hang here. Hang low, the crown of the head. And as we grab opposite elbow with opposite elbow, we might even bend in from one leg to the next, shifting our weight around. We may even allow the elbows to come down and swing to the left and then swing to the right. Nice and gentle, nothing too forced or too fast. And I always want to remind you, you're your own best teacher, so please only do things that are meant for your body and what you need. I know that every day your body's going to be different, but a big aspect of yoga is just connecting with the body and the breath. We'll exhale, forward fold. Just take your hands once more down towards the toes. And then inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Nice like slight little flat back here. Nice bend in the knees, hands towards the shins. Awesome. And then exhale, forward fold once more. Bend through the knees and then slowly, mindfully rise. There's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. So instead of shooting up, we're just going to allow the body to feel seen, to feel tended to feel heard by slowly rising. We're going to feel this in our calves and our thighs and in our glutes, the pelvic bowl, and the hips stack over the ankles, and one vertebrae at a time stacks over each other, and then we roll the ears up. We roll the shoulders up towards the ears, and then we stack them down towards the tailbone. We're just in this nice little standing posture here, right? This mountain pose. And then we bend through the knees, circle sweep the arms up and over the head for mountain pose, Tadasana. Bring both of the hands together, up high. Take a deep breath in through the nose here, and then trace the midline of the body with the thumbs until the hands come down to heart center. Good. Take a deep breath in through the nose here, and a deeper breath back out, side up. Beautiful. Inhale, fingertips high to the sky. And then exhale, trace the midline of the body. Now forward fold, just gently bow down to yourself. Hands come towards your toes. Inhale, halfway lift here. Exhale, forward fold. Circle sweep the arms up and over the head and mindfully come up one vertebrae at a time. Very good. Fingertips high to the sky, mountain pose. And then just bring your hands nice and forward right here. Beautiful. We're going to do that same breath exercise, but we're really activating our biceps and our arms here. So if it feels good for you, then we can do that. If that doesn't feel good for you, bring your hands back here. Remember, you're your own best teacher, so I'm always going to ask you to do what's just best for you. But in this case, I'm going to bring my arms all the way up. Okay? Then we're going to do a nice little supine twist. Gentle standing twist, if you will. So we're going to draw the right hand all the way out on our inhale as we shift our gaze past our right fingertips, right behind us. And then we'll exhale and draw the breath from the right hand to meet the left hand. Inhale as we draw the left hand all the way back out. Take the gaze over the left hand, draw the right hand forward. And then as we exhale, we'll pop the left hand meet the right. Now this time, really pay attention to your core here, right? So let's try to twist through the core rather than our hips or our shoulders. Deep breath in through the nose here, full length of the breath, follow all the way back. Exhale, right hand meets left hand. This practice allows us to lengthen our breath. Even if we're just at 3 and we can't get to 5, that's fine. Deep breath in. Deep breath back out. Growth mindset tells us we eventually will get there. So that equal count of 5 and even past that. Deep breath in. Deeper breath back out. Left side. Very good. 3 more times on your own. If it feels safe for you, feel free to gently close the eyes. Yeah, it feels different. Two more steps. One final set. Make it the deepest breath yet. Good. Other side. Wonderful. Bring your hands to heart center and then forward fold, bow down to yourself. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your hands towards your shin. Exhale, forward fold. Now we're just going to take our hands to frame our right foot. Okay? And then we'll just gently step the left foot back. Nothing too complicated. Just like a nice little low lunge here. We're going to take the left hand down. The right hand's going to go higher to the sky. We're going to fire up that right glute. And take the gaze past your right middle fingers. Take a deep breath in through the nose here, and then a deeper breath back out. Then take your right hand to place it down to the right side of your right foot, and then drop the left knee down. Yeah, lift the left toes. And then we'll inhale here for Anjaneyasana, fingertips high to the sky. Really feeling the stretch here, pushing up through that right foot, settling the shoulders away from the ears, the thumbs go back, engaging mindfully the core here, but then also the right foot. And pushing up and activating that right thigh. And then as we exhale, we're going to shift our tailbone back, straighten up through our right leg as best as possible, and then the hands are going to guide all the way forward. If you lose your balance, as you can see, it happens, right? So then you can take your hands to frame them down on the floor here. Or if you happen to have blocks, you can grab each one of those blocks and place them on either side of your right leg. And then we just kind of tent the hands here, or allow them to come down. You're going to know what's best for your body. The idea here is that you're finding as strong as a flat back and core as possible. And we're not completely like hunched over, right? But we're just here, present. And my toes can point high towards the sky. I take a deep breath into this halfway split and a deeper breath back out. Really sensing, feeling this in the back of the right thigh, down through the right calf, the toes. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a deeper breath back out. And we're going to shift forward for Anjaneyasana again, shifting into that right foot, fingertips high to the sky. Good, and maybe we give ourselves a nice little back bend here. So you open up the back, if it feels safe for you, open up the arms. We usually call this cactus arms if you want to bend the elbows. Or you can really engage the arms out and bring them out. And then exhale, let's come back into that halfway split again. Nice little hip opener. When we do this like that nice little back bend right there with the Anjaneyasana, then we're stretching through this hamstring. That might really speak to us. And if your leg isn't completely straight, it's no big deal. Find your edge that feels good, but nothing that's going to hurt you. And just stay in a space where you feel comfortable. You're here, you showed up, you're on your mat, you're doing your practice. That's the best you can ask for. We show up in gratitude in that space. Deep breath in through the nose here, toes high to the sky. And then deeper breath back out. Inhale, shift forward, forward, forward. Go ahead and pop that left foot back. And once more, we're going to take the left hand down. Right hand goes high to the sky. Nice. Deep breath in through the nose here. Deeper breath back out. Our right hand's going to place on the outside of the right foot. And then we're going to meet with our left foot. We're going to rock forward, forward, forward. Our left foot is going to meet our right foot. Good. Forward fold. I don't know why I always make that sound. Inhale, halfway lift hands to shin. Exhale, forward fold. Circle sweep the arms up and over the butt, up over the head, nice and mindfully. Good. And see if you can notice as you bring your hand down to heart center, there's a difference between your right and your left side of your body now. Yeah, and what we do in yoga, what we do to one side, we must do to the other. So we'll do that here now. Deep breath in through the nose here for mountain pose. And swan dive the arms up this time, forward fold. Bow down to yourself. Take your hands to frame the left foot, and then the right foot's going to step back. Yeah, awesome. Our right hand's going to go down this time, and our left hand will go high to the sky. Really firing up that left glute here. We're going to get a nice, good stretch. Shine that right heel to the back of the room. Deep breath in through the nose here. Deeper breath back out. Awesome. Left hand is going to come to the outside of the left foot, and then we'll gently draw that right knee down. Flip the toes here, and then inhale, Anjaneyasana. Fingertips high to the sky, the thumbs come back, we settle the shoulders here. Deep breath in through the nose, we engage the core the best we can towards our spine. Pushing out through that left foot here, really engaging that right thigh. Take a deep breath in through the nose here for Anjaneyasana, and a deeper breath back out. Very good. One more deep breath in. Feel that stretch on the outside of the right thigh, and then exhale. Come into halfway splits, just shifting that tailbone back. The left foot forward. Hands to blocks or down by the ground. We never want to put our hands on the tops of our knees. We don't want to do that. But we will keep them here in a place that feels good. And we find length here. Hoping that the toes will come up high towards the sky eventually or now, wherever you're at. And feeling that stretch in the hamstring, the glute, the outer hip, and the thighs. We work on our feet so much as caregivers and nannies. I don't know about you, but my feet can hurt sometimes, my hips, my low back, even my glutes. And so it's so important to be able to take the space and the time to be able to connect with your body in little postures like this. These yin, these restorative. Just this like slight heat in the body and this remembrance of these beautiful muscles we have. Take a deep breath in through the nose here, and then a deeper breath back out. We'll shift forward once more. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. And perhaps here you either butterfly, open up the arms up, extending a nice slight little back bend, or you can cactus the arms out, opening up the heart. Your choice, whatever feels best for you. Deep breath in through the nose here. Deeper breath back out, fingertips high to the sky. Halfway splits is where we find ourselves again. And perhaps you watch this video a few times and you want to fly the arms back. You just want to add something fun, and you can do that too. But really just meeting your body where it needs to be now. Our hands come back towards the blocks. We shift our weight forward, hands come down to frame that left foot. Pop that right foot back up, nice little low lunge. Right hand comes down, left hand goes high to the sky. Good. Deep breath in through the nose here. Deeper breath back out. Good. Our left hand comes down. We roll into our left foot just gently. And then the right foot is underneath the left foot. Forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Very good. Circle sweep the arms up and over the head. Bring the palms of the hands down to heart center. And then forward fold. Good. Go ahead and plant the hands down and then just come back into a nice little high plank. And you don't have to hold it with all fours up. You can also come down to your knees. If you wanted to, have it look like this. Shining the tailbone up high to the sky, the backs of the knees, the heels come and shine. It's rather difficult. Or you can come down to your knees. That can be just as challenging for the body. Good. And now come back wherever you're at, back into your downward facing dog. Awesome. Inhale high in the toes here, and then exhale, bend the knees and allow them to rest down. Awesome. So now we're going to hold a few more postures, just a little bit longer than we did before. But I'm going to move my water, my Palo Santo. I'm also going to move my blocks. So if you're in the same boat, go ahead and do so. I'm moving some of your items. Great. So now we're going to kind of do a little shoulder opener. So we're going to take our right hand and we're going to thread the needle underneath the left arm. And then just allow yourself to kind of rest on that right shoulder. Allow your right ear to come down. And this is just, some of these yin poses can be really challenging. As long as it doesn't hurt, then you're good. If it hurts, don't do it. And if it's just slightly uncomfortable, you may likely be doing your work. But again, you're your own best teacher. So we're opening up this shoulder. Just gently resting out. Every exhale, can you surrender just a little bit more down towards the floor? Good. Take 3 more deep breaths and deeper breaths back out in this pose. Rest the eyes and let yourself really be held by the ground here. That's where the real work is done. And one more time, deep breath in through the nose. Deeper breath back out. And then gently rise back up to tabletop position. Notice the slight difference now between your right shoulder and your left shoulder. Take a deep breath in through the nose here. A deeper breath back out. And then inhale, drop the left hand. Thread the needle under the right armpit. And then extend the left shoulder. And find your breath once more here. Deep breath in through the nose. Deeper breath back out. Let the feet fully relax. The feet sometimes want to hold in this pose, but just let them relax. You can even come down to your right forearm eventually if that feels good for you. And know that there's several ways to do this posture. Deep breath in through the nose. And deeper breath back out. Good. Take 2 more breaths in this space. Let that shoulder open up. Let that tension you might be hanging on to, or just the newborn baby or the toddler you're watching. Deep breath in through the nose. Deeper breath back out. Good. Inhale, come back to tabletop position. Nice. And then we're just going to slightly just exhale back into a nice little child's pose. So we shift the tailbone back and we extend both the right and the left hands down and melt the heart down towards the floor. We rest the forearms here, we rest the forehead down, or you can turn over to the left side of the ear or the right side of the ear. And you just allow the ground to fully support you here. You allow on every exhale the body to be held by the ground, and maybe you just melt just a little bit closer down towards the floor here. Good. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. I want to mention something. Please, if your knees don't feel good while they're apart, just simply bring them back, bring them together, and then rest your body down. And know that not everybody melts their heart completely down to the floor, but the idea is here that we spend about 5 breaths in each of these following poses, these upcoming poses that we're going to be doing. We'll spend about 5, 6, sometimes 10 breaths there. And every exhale is an opportunity for our body to release for the first time today, or this week, or this month. And we feed our body with our breath. And until we soften our edges, we release what no longer serves us, and we surrender, in a sense, to ourselves. And while we're very, very apart in the world, in the States here, we are actually sharing the same ground and the same energy. So anything that no longer serves you or you need to let go of, let it go on the floor here. You're safe. You're solid. The ground has you. Spend 5 more breaths here. We're really going to lengthen this. Really support yourself as a whole here. Deep breaths in through the nose. Deeper breaths back out. I want to normalize something as well, is that often emotions will come up in these poses because we're moving our bodies, and our bodies will store emotions or stressors that we carry from our day-to-day interactions with others and ourselves. And so many emotions feel like they need to flow. Give yourself full freedom. And I want to normalize that by letting you know that this is something often. My yoga mat is my place, my sanctuary, my space where I'm real with myself moment for moment. I go from this place of doing to non-doing and just being. So give yourself full permission to do that for the next several minutes, several breaths. Take 2 more deep breaths in through the nose here, and 2 more deeper breaths back out. And then inhale, come back to tabletop position. Just nice and gently arriving back here once again. And then work your way on towards your back. And go ahead and just slowly lower down, as if there was no rush, nowhere to go. Kind of coming from this boat pose to fully laying down. Extend the left and the right foot out here. And allow the palms of the hands to go high to the sky. Allow the right foot to part out away from the left. Maybe even rolling and tucking the shoulders underneath yourself if that feels comfortable to you. And we'll find our mindful body in a different posture here, allowing the hips to lay down heavy towards the ground, the heels, the shoulders, the elbows, and the backs of the hands and the fingertips. And then we let the ears and the neck and the top of the head just fall really heavy, just softening. We close our eyes here in full surrender of this moment in time and space. And perhaps you even picture yourself in this moment in time and space as a whole, in the space you're in right now, taking on your own self-care, supporting your body and your mind. As we spend a few moments here just with our bodies on the floor, taking this tender, loving care and time to be present in full permission, begin to soften the muscles above the eyebrows in your forehead region. Just allow them to soften, even telling them in the mind's eye, soften and let go. And then begin to soften the muscles around the eyes on either side of the eyes, the left and the right hand side. And then allow there to be a gentle opening between the lips and allow space between the upper and the lower jaw. And perhaps you even remove the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And let the left side of your neck slowly sink down and relax. And then the right side. And allow the left shoulder to drop nice and heavy. Bring that same sense of awareness, perhaps even a deep breath in through the nose here, and then a deeper breath back out. Send the breath down the left shoulder, the left bicep, the elbow, forearm, all the way down to the fingertips so they can soften moment by moment. Taking a deep breath in through the nose to fill up with everything that's new, and then a deeper sigh out breath back out just to soften a little bit more. And then bring into your mind's eye the breath towards the right side of the body and the right side of the neck. You take a deep breath in through the right side of the neck here, and then send that energy down through the right shoulder, the bicep, the forearm, all the way through the fingertips on the right side. So allowing them to feel heavy, softening your edges, allowing the bones, if you will, in the body to feel heavy. The organs to relax and to find gentle softness. Sending that breath all the way down the right arm. Relaxing just a little bit more. Giving yourself full permission to be here. And then we'll take a deep breath in through the stomach area and the abdominal muscles, and then a deeper breath back out to allow the abdominal muscles and the organs to settle down towards the spine. And then bring our attention towards our hips, taking a deep breath in through the nose here, and then a deeper breath back out, letting the backs of the knees fall just a little bit heavier. And once more, bringing that awareness down towards your shins and your ankles, all the way through your toes, taking a deep breath into this space and a deeper breath back out just to soften right here in this moment. And I read an excerpt from one of my favorite teachers in mindfulness, John Kabat-Zinn, in his book called The Mindfulness for Beginners. He quotes, "The doing mode and the being mode. Most of our lives we're absorbed in doing, getting things done, and going rapidly from one thing to the next, or in multitasking, attempting to juggle a bunch of different things at the very same time. If we are not careful, it's all too easy to fall into becoming more of a human doing than a human being, and forget who is doing all the doing and why." I think it's so important to reclaim this present moment in our life, to take full ownership and full permission to be in the here and the now. So once more, picture yourself as your body as a whole in this space, and perhaps even give yourself a word of gratitude once more, and maybe a follow-through intention that you'll continue to come back to this practice moment by moment. Take a deep breath in through the nose here, and then part the lips and just sigh it all out. Begin to draw the knees in towards the chest, just taking the hands to clasp around the shins. And just gently rock back and forth, massaging the parasternal muscles, flexing the feet. And then just draw the knees gently over towards the right side. And go ahead and tee the left arm up. And maybe you take your gaze past your left hand and allow the knees just to gently rest here. On every exhale, softening a little bit more down towards the floor. A deep breath in through the nose here. And a deeper breath back out. Good. And then inhale, bring the knees back up high to the sky. And exhale the knees, let them drift over towards the left side. Teeing the right arm out. Maybe you take your gaze over your right hand. Good. Deep breath in here. Deeper breath back out. And then inhale, bring your knees back to center. And exhale, rotate your whole body, just kind of like a nice little fetal position here. So just allowing your hands to stack over your forearms, underneath your ears. Finding this nice state of relaxation. And please, with all permission, choose to stay here as long as you need to in this recording. And know that you can always come back to this practice for your own self-care, for your own self-being. That being said, I want to honor your time in this practice If you'd like to roll up and gently just allow a sense of awareness back into that mindful body, finding that seating posture. I'd like to formally close out the yoga class, but ignore that if you're going to stay here. Please just simply stay. I just bring my hands to at my heart center, and in full gratitude, thank you so much for everything you're doing out there as a caregiver of children. Our jobs really matter. Your self-care really matters. And I'm so thankful that you chose to tune in and to check in with yourself. The teacher in me honors the teacher in you, which is what Namaste means. And so I bring my hands to my third eye and I just bow down to you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Have a good day.